evening and welcome to Vibrant Hong Kong. I'm Mishi.
And I'm Erica. Good evening, everyone.
Hong Kong is an international metropolis that serves as a gateway between East and West. Its ideal geographical location gives it an edge in being Asia's cultural hub.
Absolutely. In fact, people from all over Asia have close ties with our city. Many of them have brought elements of their culture, such as traditional customs and art, when coming here, making this place more diverse and vibrant.
While Asians tend to come across as quiet or reserved, we're actually a group of fun-loving people. This is especially apparent when you look into our folk dance and music. Due to dissimilarities in lifestyle and living environment, different ethnic groups have developed diverse styles of song and dance, some of which mimic the sounds of nature and movements of living things. These forms of art embody the soul and uniqueness of various peoples.
The dance and music of some 20 Asian countries and regions were recently showcased as part of the Leisure and Cultural Services Department's Asia Plus Festival. The cultural diversity of the largest continent in the world might just surprise you.
Under the theme Celebration and Splendor, Asian Ethnic Cultural Performances 2024 highlights how various cultures celebrate milestones in their lives. Audience can experience the unique allure of each culture through ethnic music and dance. Let's explore the traditions together.
They're happy because you're looking good.
We are honored to see the recognition of the festival as one of the items in the list of People's Livelihood and People-to-People Connectivity projects in the 3rd Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation. The Belt and Road Initiative, proposed by President Xi in 2013, has opened up a new path for international exchanges and cooperation. Thanks to the unique one country, two system principle, Hong Kong enjoys unparalleled connectivity with both the mainland and the rest of the world.
Asian Ethnic Cultural Performances is an annual extravaganza that not only features ethnic music and dance, but brings together the art and gorgeous ethnic costumes of more than 20 Asian countries and regions. Among them were representatives from Laos, who presented a performance with elements of traditional culture and contemporary performing arts. So we have some Lao dancers with us today. Can you share with us what you performed?
We perform a slow song of Lao dance, and sometimes singers just dance like this or like this for our traditional dance.
What is unique about Lao traditional dance?
I think we need to have long time to train it, for we can dance more slowly or beautifully to remember what we need to do it. Yeah.
And what would you like the audience to remember about Lao dance?
I think the costume, because it's so beautiful, and sometimes we make it by ourselves. Yes.
Hello, Marta. How do you feel about today's event?
Hello, Vincent. I'm so excited about today's event because they have a variety culture costume. So it is a good opportunity for us to share our Lao culture, and it's a good opportunity to us as well to know more and learn more about something that's different.
Did you get to catch any of the performances here today?
Yeah, we did. It's been really beautiful dance performances, really wonderful singing, and great to see dancers from different places. Great to see young people and children dancing and singing so beautifully.
In addition to music and dance performances, there were also booths showcasing handicrafts, ethnic costumes, and even authentic flavors from different countries and regions. visitors could also take part in workshops and play games to experience a kaleidoscope of vibrant cultures. Hello, Anastasia. Thank you for welcoming us to the Russian booth. Can you share with us more of what represents Russia the best?
We today make a Russian traditional crown like mine, but we have many different kind of crown and different shapes. And also a woman who helped me today use this crown. And I saw it especially for this festival. All these months I just hard working to show and share with Hong Kong people how it need to be beautiful.
What have you thought that represents Sri Lankan best and we'd like to share with the public?
Yeah, so right next to me, this is the outfit of a Sri Lankan groomsman. And he is wearing a Kandyan outfit, and this is normally worn by the royalty of Sri Lanka. As you can see, there's a lot of accessories. There's a sword as well. This is very special and very unique to Sri Lanka.
The traditional folk dances from various countries and regions, and as well as wedding costumes on display, were a standout for me. Apart from gaining a better understanding of various cultures, I was also able to make new friends through this event.
Apart from being rich in culture, Asia is also home to many innovative technology solutions.
That's right. For example, mainland China has been promoting the use of drones recently. Many cities have started pilot programs for drone delivery services, which not only promise speed but reliability. I wonder when we'll start seeing this in Hong Kong.
Well, it may happen very soon. Premier Li Qiang mentioned in the government work report the importance of nurturing emerging industries, with the low-altitude economy being a new growth engine. Meanwhile, Chief Executive John Lee also highlighted expanding drone applications in his policy address.
Dr. Huang Hailong, assistant professor from the Department of Aeronautical and Aviation Engineering at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and a member from his team, Mang Qingyang, are here to tell us more about the innovations and future trends in this area. Welcome to our show.
Now, drone technology has advanced rapidly over the past decade. So, Dr. Huang, could you share some of the key breakthroughs in recent years with us?
Yeah. In the last decade, the materials and other hardwares of drones have developed quite significantly. And for example, for battery, the lifetime of the battery has been increased, so it can fly for a longer time. And other electronic devices, for example, propeller, motor, onboard computer, camera, LiDAR, these kind of devices have also been improved a lot. So it becomes more capable and it can fly for a longer time.
These advancements sounds really crucial to the drone technology.
Right, it sounds like an upgrade, right, from all the technical aspects as well as the endurance in playtime, right? Now, here we have the prototype of the last centimeter project developed by Dr. Wang and his team. Qingyang, could you tell us what distinguishes it from previous drone systems?
This prototype is equipped with a more precise localization system, including LiDAR, RTK, and MU, which significantly enhances the capabilities in the challenging environments like the urban environments, and enhance the obstacle avoidance capabilities like the obstacle of some people standing in the landing area, while the onboard computer can generate the detailed 3D maps. Additionally, the robust control algorithms can enable the drones to fly stable, especially in the strong winds.
In this project, we actually solved two challenges. One is localization. When the drone is close to the building, this GPS signal becomes very unreliable. We develop our own solution to just rely on the sensing information by the LiDAR it carries. So it can do a very precise localization. This is the first technique that we have developed. The second is precise control. Because when the drone flies between buildings, the wind is quite unpredictable. And we need the drone to be very stable. So we develop robust control algorithms to reject the disturbance, for example, the wind. Yeah, this is another thing that we have developed.
So it has improved flight accuracy, which enables it to operate smoothly in urban environments. Dr. Huang, I'm curious to know, has this system been deployed anywhere?
It is actually currently under planning. We do have a customer in mainland, and they are building a kind of smart community. And this smart community is featured with more than 1,000 large units. Each unit is featured with a very big balcony. And they asked us to provide a solution to enable the drones to land into their balcony. It means that the customers do not need to get outside, but they can collect their parcels from their balcony, which is very convenient, I think.
Well, having goods delivered to your balcony sounds incredibly convenient, but I'd also imagine that Hong Kong's high density and high-rise environment poses quite a challenge for drone applications. So, Dr. Huang, how should urban planning and building design be implemented with consideration to the LAE in the future?
In Hong Kong, if we want to use some existing buildings to do this project, probably it is difficult. But if we want to develop some new buildings, for example, in the northern metropolis, probably it is possible. For our target user, it is in mainland, and the area is relatively larger than Hong Kong. And they have a very good plan before we start to do that. Yeah, in their community, there is a distribution center. So the outside parcels will firstly drop at the distribution center, and then the management system will operate a fleet of 20 drones. These 20 drones will be scheduled to deliver the parcel into their balconies. We just need to make a good plan to leave some area for this distribution center, and also make the space between the buildings relatively larger so that the drones can fly safely.
So it's not only upgrading the drones, but also the structure of the buildings. And hopefully it's going to be simple modifications for the buildings in Hong Kong.
Yes, definitely. And, one of the issues that I can think of is that there may not be balconies in certain buildings. So what can be done to make existing structures more drone-friendly?
We have developed some solutions to this situation. Well, the delivery process will be divided into two phases. In the first phase, the delivery drone will carry the parcel on the rooftop of the building. And in the second phase, the ground robot will come to pick it up and then deliver it to the target unit. Well, by the combination of the two solutions, we can address the problem you just mentioned.
I all know that you have a ground robot that will be joining us tonight. Let's invite her out.
Yes. This is a wheeled robot, wheel-like robot.
Oh, so cute. Does it have a name?
Yes. The name is Beta.
Beta. Hi, Beta.
It can cross challenging environments like the grass, like the stairs. And in the future, we will implement some localization algorithm to enhance the whole capability.
Now, changing the urban landscape to cater to the low-altitude economy and building public confidence is going to take time. So, Dr. Huang, how should Hong Kong proceed going forward?
Well, I think this is not going to happen overnight. Currently, our small-scale drones need to follow the small unmanned aircraft order. Under this order, each drone needs a pilot, a remote pilot that needs to control the drone, and it has to meet the condition of line of sight. It means that the pilot needs to visually watch the drone all the time during the flight. So this is okay, I think, for safety, because when there is an emergency, the pilot can take over the drone or do the safety landing immediately. But it also has some drawback. For example, when we want to do some long-distance flight, it is quite impossible for the pilot to
keep chasing it.
It's quite difficult, I think. Yeah, so the regulation shall be rewrite, I think. We have to have some new regulation to regulate this process. And another thing is that if we want to enjoy the low-altitude economy, I would say that the infrastructure is another problem, because the drone needs to have some place to charge its battery. And there also needs to have some, for example, the landing ports, so that the drone can land at somewhere to continue its flight later. Yeah, this is the second point I would say. And the last point is that we do not have a good traffic management system at the moment. So if we say there is only one drone flying in the air, it is okay. But if there are 1,000 drones flying in the air together, there will be a problem. So we need to develop a very good air traffic management for the low altitude airspace.
Now, another practical aspect would be space. Mainland cities have more space in comparison, which makes it easier to implement drone applications. So what are some successful examples that Hong Kong could probably reference from?
I think in mainland, people start to do this from a small scale. I know some companies are building big drones that can carry passengers. And these drones are planned to operate over parks.
Wow.
Yeah, and traditionally, when we visit the park, we just look at the park, look at the beauty from the ground. But in the short future, I believe that people can visualize this beauty from the sky, which will be quite different from the traditional view.
We get a bird's eye view, right?
Yeah, sort of bird's eye view.
Okay, so Dr. Huang, now besides economic benefits, do you believe that drone can also make an impact on social development?
Yes, I believe so. Currently, we are working with some other colleagues in our university on a project that is in remote area, and this remote area is in Sai-Kung. And there are probably 110 small villages with lots of elder people. And these people usually have some medical service regularly. But they have to travel a lot to see their doctors and wait for maybe half an hour to pick up their medicine and go back home. So this will take about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours. And our drone can do the delivery for them, to deliver the parcel from the hospital, I would say, and then to the place that is near to the patient. Yeah, this could save lots of time for the elderly people, and it is also very safe because they do not need to go outside to travel. Yeah, they can save their time and enjoy their life to do their other stuff.
Thank you both for giving us a glimpse of how our future might look like. We look forward to your system to be deployed in Hong Kong very soon.
Mozart's Turkish March is perhaps one of the most recognizable classical pieces. But how much do you know about the music that originates from Turkey? The Turkish Consulate General in Hong Kong has organized a flute and piano recital titled Super Connecting Notes, which aims to take listeners on a journey of Turkish culture through the country's music. Alia spent her childhood years in Turkey, where she first crossed paths with the flute. She has since studied abroad in places such as Moscow and Berlin. More recently, she has been sharing her music with audiences in Hong Kong and the Greater Bay Area. Hello, Alia. Thanks for taking time to speak with us. Could you tell us a little bit about what's unique about Turkish music?
Sure, with pleasure. So I would say that the most unique and the highlight of the Turkish music is combination of this unusual rhythm, which goes like 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1. That's kind of very special and specific to Turkey, and it makes it very unique. I also think that you could hear traditional tunes, sometimes very melodic, sometimes very rhythmical, fast, and just the combination of this folk tunes together with classical music, it makes a beautiful picture of this music.
I understand that you've been to Hong Kong a couple of times and you recently visited the Greater Bay Area.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the classical music scene in these places?
Yeah, I'm just coming back from Guangzhou and I was in Foshan, in Shenzhen, and had experience to play also Turkish music there. That was a great experience to share with them and to meet some students as well. The level is very high here, so many talented musicians and lots of musical activities, which is great to see. And I feel also very lucky, grateful to also to perform in Hong Kong.
Featuring pieces by classical and modern Turkish composers, the performance was a collaboration with a Hong Kong pianist who also shares a connection with Turkey. Shelley, what do you find appealing about Turkish music?
It's a lot of fun to play because it's not the same as the usual music that I play. It has a different rhythm, it has a different tonality, so it sounds almost like Eastern and Western at the same time, and I just love it. It's actually not my first time playing Turkish music. So last year I did a fundraising concert for them with different Hong Kong musicians. That concert made me realize that actually with the right kind of musicians and setting, it actually is doable, and Hong Kong audiences actually like it. And that also brings us closer to Turkey, where we don't feel a close connection.
How did the idea of calling the concert Super Connecting Notes come about?
Both Hong Kong and Istanbul are the places where West and East meet in a golden harmony. So we believe that very talented and promising two artists, two musicians, will connect us from heart to heart, mind to mind, because it's also a friendship concert between Hong Kong and Turkey.
Does the Consulate General have any upcoming activities planned in Hong Kong that we can look forward to?
I believe that music is a super connector as well. I would like to organize more concerts in upcoming time, basically maybe 2025. Çok heyecanlıyız.
Welcome back. In the first part of the program, we were treated to some cultural performances from Asia. Now let's journey further and explore some European traditions.
Erica, what comes to mind when I mention Belgium?
Chocolate and beer. I think these are probably the two most common answers. The only other thing that I know about this country is that it's bordered by France, Germany, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Culinary offerings aside, Belgium is actually a highly developed industrial nation that exports goods like cars and jewelry worldwide. Of course, it also shares strong friendship and trade ties with our city.
The second edition of Belgian Days made its return last week. Let's find out about this year's cultural activities from Katie.
Belgian Days in Hong Kong and Macau is an occasion to celebrate friendship and collaboration between Eastern and Western cultures. This year's activities cover a broad spectrum including music, gastronomy, graphic art, and film. Nice to meet you. Can you introduce us some major highlights of the event of Belgian Days this year?
Sure. This is already the second edition of the Belgian Days and the first one to include activities in Macau. The aim of the Belgian Days remains the same. It's to create ties between Hong Kong and Belgium and to foster cultural exchanges at a human scale. One exhibition of which we are very proud of is the exhibition by Laurent Durieux. Laurent Durieux used to be a publicist. He loved to make movie posters. And Laurent became so successful that among his clients now he has Francis Ford Coppola, Steven Spielberg, or even Martin Scorsese. They order film posters from Laurent. This is the first exhibition in Asia. We are very proud of this Belgian artist.
The second edition of Belgian Days focuses on the collaboration between Belgium and Hong Kong. This outsider art exhibition showcases the works of disabled artists from the two places, highlighting the diverse possibilities of artistic expression. So as the director of art of an outsider art museum in Belgium, how do you find this experience of organizing art exhibition in Hong Kong?
It's the second time in Hong Kong, and last year we met two places of creation, outsider creation in Hong Kong, and it was the opportunity to remake a new exhibition here with Hong Kong artists and Belgian collection. It was very amazing to exchange with the people of the organization in Hong Kong, the possibilities to meet new artists and new creation.
I've noticed there are quite a number of daily elements as seen in the pieces. Do you think these are all connected to the artist's personal memories and experience?
Yeah, they use this type of items every day. For example, Eric is drawing a lot of items who surrounding him. Wardrobe, boots, bottle, table, chair. It's really his daily life was with him all the time.
From your observations, how do Belgian artists feel about Hong Kong?
Last year, I was here with Michael Mvukani and Piolani, and he would look at the building and draw it perfectly afterwards. And he was really amazed about the city because he's really a big fan of architecture, and Hong Kong is amazing for its architecture. For Jérôme, that is really first time in Asia, and especially in Hong Kong, and he's really amazed by the city and all the surroundings. And it's really a chance for us also to meet the artists, and Jérôme is going to meet the artists from Hong Kong too and exchange with them.
Une toute première fois ici, jamais été, et le fait de dessin sur projet de dessin, beaucoup inspiré. Ici, j'ai bien beaucoup couverte ici.
Epicureans embarked on a journey of culinary exchange inspired by a world mixology champion and Belgian chef. Performances by artists from Belgium and Hong Kong added a touch of elegance to the evening. A screening of films by students from Brussels and our city was also organized as part of this year's festival.
I think each film actually represents a culture of a place. So in my film, it talks about the night market culture in Shamshui-Po. And sometimes there are antiques, old clothes, second-hand furniture. There are all kinds of things there. So I think this is a very special phenomenon in Hong Kong. It's really my honor to be the representative of Hong Kong to present my film to the Belgians.
Fancy a taste of Belgium? How about enjoying a concert while having delicious Belgian food and drinks? The Blend Music Festival, which features musicians from both Belgium and Hong Kong, will take place at the Fringe on November 16th and 17th. Apart from performing music at their respective genres such as jazz and pop, they'll also engage in transcontinental crossovers. See you there!
In recent years, many Hong Kong athletes have made incredible accomplishments in the sports arena. One of the latest additions to that list is a local professional basketball team, the Hong Kong Bulls, who won the National Basketball League title in late September. Its owner, Tony Chin, is here to tell us more about his team's journey to victory. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Tony, first of all, big congratulations on your team's success. Now, the Hong Kong Bulls won the NBL championship within just 2 years of forming. So how do you feel about this remarkable achievement?
The first season, we finished the season by winning 9 games, but losing 22. This season, won by over 20 games, but only losing 4 games. So it's, I'm very proud of the team being able to achieve this and being the first, Hong Kong team winning the national championship.
Well, it's inspiring to see what determination can accomplish, right?
Right. And I think it's quite an achievement to have made so much progress in such a short amount of time. So what do you think were the key factors that enabled the team to secure their first championship title in a relatively short time?
Right. We have been doing a lot to upgrading the roster, the team in general. Number one, we have been putting together a very strong coaching team. Our head coach, Mr. Xie, coming from the CBA championship team, Beijing team, and he has been also helping us to put together a very strong coaching team, including the fitness, including some of the assistant coaches as well. We have been putting together some of the very strong imports, including Dominic Jones, who was previously with Dallas and also winning the NBA, championship, as well as CBA championship. We also included some of the players from mainland China, such as Liu Chuanxing, Zhu Chongwei, who are representing, the China national team as well. Number two, we did a very strong preseason. The team had been traveled to Europe for almost a month to, do a lot of the training on the ground there. And after the European training, the team, go straight to Guangdong and station in a basketball camp for almost 2 to 3 months. Train up their fitness, train up their chemistry. So there's a lot of preparation work, a lot of hardcore training, and also, so I think there's a lot of effort into putting together to be able to achieve this.
I mean, no wonder. It sounds like there's a very solid team that's backing up the Hong Kong players, and there's also a very strong training program that also takes place internationally. So no wonder they're doing so well.
Definitely. Now, speaking of sports team composition is often deemed a crucial determinant for victory. Now, having recruited several high-profile players this season, what strategies are in place for the upcoming season? And are there any plans to include more local players?
We'll try to stay competitive as a professional team, and we'll continue to looking for, high-level players to join the team. To your question, including local players, we're going to roll out a young program to do a massive recruiting on the ground in Hong Kong. Hopefully, we can attract more local players to join the team.
Now, what's the next goal of the team, assuming that you're going to get all the resources you can dream of?
We'll be looking for possibly a high-level league to be able to participate in, for example, CBA league, or some of the regional league as well that we are looking at currently.
So it's really about leveling up to the next league, right? As an entrepreneur, what initially drove you to establish the Hong Kong Bulls, and what's the primary goal of founding this team?
Being someone being very passionate about basketball team, basketball in general. I do play basketball, but I'm obviously not very good. So that's why I did not end up being a professional basketball player.
That's why you're managing a team.
Yeah. So, I spent 2 years in Taipei with my family, during the pandemic. So, it was very coincident that, being able to invest in one of the, professional basketball team in Taiwan. And, I think COVID, it was very sad that, we cannot travel and people kind of, station in one place. I think, that 2 years, being able to really go into the stadium, watching a game, all the vibe really, give us, a lot of energy, right, in our life. So the pandemic is over, I moved back to Hong Kong, and everyone was catch up with busy, it's a very busy city. So I felt like, something's missing, right? Hong Kong being such a great city, the global financial hub, people are just so busy working and, felt like something missing in life. I think this city deserves to have a very, very good professional team, right? Not just attracting people who care about winning and losing, also attracting, different crowd, right? Going to the stadium, hang out with your friend, families, kids, friends, or maybe, looking at the cheerleaders. So from all the aspects, right? Entertainment plus sports.
I think that it's a great passion and that it's very motivating that your passion came from times of more challenging periods of times. And you stayed resilient and you had this thought that this is what we missed during this time of challenges. So I think it's a great thought that you had, and all the best. We're going to root for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of challenges, I'm sure that organizing a professional basketball team in Hong Kong presents some unique challenges. What are the biggest difficulties you have faced along the journey?
Any professional team, the venue is very important because, the teams practice a long period of, a long time on a daily basis, right? So a venue is always an issue in Hong Kong, given the land price here. I think Hong Kong never lacks talents, right? There's tremendous, very good talents in Hong Kong coming from media, coming from marketing, coming from graphic design, which are all very necessary for us, right? Running a professional basketball team. We have seen a lot of people who are very talented, but, they don't have a very stable jobs, right? Because there wasn't a very proper infrastructure setup for a professional team in Hong Kong. So we are doing something very new with the foundation and infrastructure that we created. We can set the tune to let a lot of people in Hong Kong who are interested in sports and having the hope there to join this industry. And, working together will make the city better.
So, Tony, just curious to know, if Hong Kong is the team's home base, will you be putting more effort and resources into nurturing local talents in the future?
Yes, definitely. That's our most essential goal. Actually, we are going to put together a very big program to cultivate the younger player locally in Hong Kong. The plan hasn't been announced yet, but it will be in a month or two. In the future, we'll have our under 18, under 16, under 14, under 12 team, under 12, and with the support with the foundation infrastructure from a professional team, we're able to train and cultivate the young player, and we'll put them into playing the national young type of league as well.
I'm pretty sure training young talents is totally going to pay off in the future.
Speaking of young talents, I can't stop thinking about the cheerleading squad. Now, your team's cheerleading squad, Taurus, marks a pioneering endeavor as Hong Kong's first professional cheerleading team. What inspired this idea, and what motivated the introduction of cheerleading culture to the city?
Right. I think the cheerleading is quite, it's not unseen. It's actually quite popular among other countries as well. If you look at NBA, if you look at
American
Japan,
football,
right?
Yeah.
Korea, they have very good system, right? So I think the bigger thing is, how do we bring more fans into the stadium, right? So the goal is, obviously it's a sport, it's a game, it's a professional game. People care about winning and losing, but we want to attract more people going to the stadium to enjoy the game, right? So I think cheerleading play an essential role to be able to attract, a different crowd of fans going to the stadium. And who knows, right? By, maybe, the initial goal is to go into the stadium to look at the cheerleader, but after a period of time, they might be really enjoying the basketball team.
I'm also very curious as to how recruitment is happening, or what's the recruitment plan for the cheerleading squad? Because I know that, in other countries, there are very cutthroat systems and competitions in terms of recruitment. How does it work in Hong Kong?
Right, so it was quite competitive as well. It was our first season to put together our own cheerleading squad. So we received, over 100 applications, right? So, and, there will be interview process, there will be live kind of competition to be able to kind of, figure out who's going to the final roster. Going forward, we have a bigger plan to further grow our, cheerleading squad. It will be announced in a month or two, but the plan is much bigger and on a much bigger scale to recruit from locally in Hong Kong, and also with the potential to really send in some of the very top cheerleading to a different show as well.
Wow. We're definitely looking forward to that. And
yes.
Of course, your announcement.
Yes, definitely. I look forward to it too, because, cheerleading really elevates the atmosphere, and it's part of the team spirit, right?
Yes. Now, Tony, we know that you're definitely keeping busy running the team right now. Looking ahead, what are your thoughts on the future trajectory of basketball development in Hong Kong?
I hope that, with the effort that we play in, number one, we'll be able to attract more younger players to join, being able to having a dream being a professional basketball player. I hope that with the infrastructure and the presentation that we're putting in, we hope to attract more people joining the sports industry as well. Doesn't have to be a players, right? Doesn't have to be an athlete. You could be doing a sports marketing, you could doing a sports media, graphic design. We have a social media team dedicated to the sports as well. So yeah, I think from our perspective, we just continue to make the roster stronger, continue to build up our infrastructure. I think we'll continue to invest locally as well, to grow the younger player. So with that, I hope that will be, contributing, from our side to the whole Hong Kong ecosystem.
I love that you mentioned that there are various positions that we can join in the sports field, especially the cheerleading squad. The announcement is coming soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much, Tony, for sharing your thoughts with us tonight. And of course, we wish you and the Hong Kong Bulls all the best in the coming game seasons. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
India by the Bay is Hong Kong's only annual celebration of Indian arts, culture, and heritage. Each year, it brings the soul of India and its unique diversity to our city, serving as a cultural bridge that fosters conversations and collaborations. Saxophonist George Brooks and pianist Utsav Lau took center stage tonight in a performance that draws on the traditions of Indian classical music and American jazz. The duo was also joined by special guests Yeung Ching Ho Grammy and Jorge Ramiro, who wove in the unique sounds of the guzheng and tabla to create a musical tapestry that transcends borders. After enjoying a mesmerizing fusion concert, it's time to learn more about the annual event itself. Now, what's the theme for India by the Bay this year, and what are some of the highlights?
So the theme we're very clear about. The theme this year is collaboration, conversation, and a cultural exchange. One of the main things about festivals like this, actually a lot of them in Hong Kong, is they have to serve as conduits for conversation, for collaborations, for people meeting, exchange of ideas, because that's so important that everyone understands each other. And this festival in particular, we have focused on that.
What's special about the literature and dance programs this time?
The dance is just amazing. So we have Rukmini Vijay Kumar, who's a Bharatanatyam dancer. Bharatanatyam is an ancient Indian form of classical dance. And we're doing a collaboration with Eliza, who is, I'd like to say, a third generation performer of Cantonese opera. Literature, again, is very special to us because the people we work very closely with run the Jaipur Literary Festival, which is one of the biggest festivals in the world, literary festivals in the world. So this year we've got authors from Australia and the UK and India, all with an Indian-focused theme. And our moderators we've taken from the local community.
I understand that wellness is also an important aspect of India by the Bay. So could you tell us a little bit more about the related events this year?
This year, what we've done is we've yoga. It's an international name, and there's a particular form of yoga called Iyengar Yoga. So we've taken a local studio and collaborated with them, and we've just shown how ancient Indian forms of medicine or exercise can be integrated into, contemporary life. And then we flew in Dr. Ramkumar Kutty, who is one of India's most well-known Ayurvedic practitioners. And he gave a talk on Ayurveda, which is an ancient form of medicine.
Asia Society Hong Kong Center was open in this space in February 2012. And it was around a few months after we opened that Lakshmi, Laurea, came to us with this brilliant idea about co-presenting India by the Bay. And we were so new in this, our permanent home, that we thought it was a great idea to really use this opportunity to present India today with all the arts and cultural, literature and all that.
Tonight, we showcased an array of Asian cultural performances.
We also explored the futuristic technology in logistics and the local professional basketball scene.
Diverse, energetic, and always striving for excellence, this is our vibrant Hong Kong.
Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you all next week. Good night.
you.